playoffs, this is it, the decider for Group A, which was the group of death.
Well, and I think everyone would have expected somebody from EMEA to make it through at this point, so for this to be where we are, I know there's been a lot of discourse around it. I think if nothing else, for the people at home who aren't emotionally tied to this is just a lot of fun.
And we're starting off on Haven with Arena. The desk was talking a lot about how these two comps will go up against each other, and right off the bat, we're going to have a clash in mid, where Team Liquid is approaching with 4 players.
The only real exception here is Soulcast, who's peeking down a long. You see Yampi already has to give the angle up, and off of that, Navera was set up to drop some utility. It's actually Omen who swings out, and Jing already gets 2 with the Frenzy.
And that's uncharacteristic too. You would expect Paper Rex to be the guys taking the aggression.
Yeah,
Team Liquid wanted to take it immediately to them.
Now note, the alarm bot is still there. It was just cleared out. Navera with 22 HP cleans up another as we're tied up at 2 apiece. Numbers have equalized, and Yampi not able to land the shots. Paper X now with the advantage. Soulcast and Navera, the only 2 that remain, and they're going to try to approach us from different fronts. Navera with utility, Mind Freak having to reposition, take a tiny step back as Benkai up forward. The Haunt got cleared out. Now Benkai waiting, swinging, not landing the shots. So the Frenzy goes just a bit wide. Liquid having a hard time getting into this. Perhaps they can do it off the Prowler. No, not much success there either. Soulcast takes 1 down, but a 1-for-1 when you're outnumbered amounts to 0.
And that garage aggression did not work at all. Obviously not netting them a kill. Navari and Yampi did work themselves back in it with the kills on C as Paper X took the site, but Yampi over-aggresses right there with the 4 headhunter bullets he has on the pistol. Just doesn't work out. And always interesting to look at. Yeah.
I feel like it's the second time we've seen something like that and gone, whoa.
It's just the nature of it, right? This is still such a young game. But happy to see these 2 teams face off in a match as important as this.
Start to see this fight for A main control. Paper X do a lot of really cool things off of Jing's Leer to control on.
But this time they're actually using it to pivot immediately. Yeah. And you see how Liquid has fallen off into the site. Immediately this Trailblazer is going to give him a lot of free access, but Yampi is on point.
Yeah, he may have missed the first couple of shots in the first round, but he's not missing that one. He doesn't miss that one either. With the Leer up high, he swings back down and takes care of Jing. You start to see the numbers go so heavily in favor of Liquid. Remember, it's just pistols. You see it on your screen right now. Sheriff's a shorty, and well, the Headhunter that's been the main problem point for Paper X here.
While on the verge of being thrifty, there's still so much room to work with here for Paper X. Bankai's all the way in the A site, but the thing is, he's not going to find himself a kill. He'll find himself the site. He needed kills in this instance.
I mean, they both have Spectres, and they're both very healthy, too. You can tell a bit paranoid here. No idea of where Liquid might be.
Usually, in the first 2 games, Liquid wasn't really finding much with a couple of Sheriff buys or Shorty buys. But this is a whole round that they're potentially about to take.
And the key here is overwhelm. They did manage to find those 2 Spectres that they got off of the kills, but the key here for Liquid is overwhelm, given the gun situation. Dubai is going to get CC'd up. A flash to try to delay, to buy some time as Benkai swings around. One's already fallen. The smoke off leaves Dubai in a brutal spot, and Dubai gets 2. How has he gotten this far? He's outnumbered, though. And Scream Sheriff cleans it up at the end.
That was dangerous for Liquid after having such a strong advantage. They tried to swarm, but there just wasn't enough bullets to actually trade the kills efficiently there. Either way, they come out with the round, they come out with the thrifty win right off the bat. After a solid pistol idea, but not getting there on the execution. The second run will pay dividends, though.
Shots from Yampi already crispy, and again, we mentioned they went a little sideways in the first round, but I do think Yampi feeling himself is so pivotal to Liquid's success. We talk about Scream a lot, Navera a lot, for good reason, but when Yampi's on, Liquid is scary.
I think this is the biggest difference for them. Starting at LCQ was him going full-time on that chamber hole. Here's an eco attempt from Paper Rex. It's just a one-way, and Yampi's on top as well. So that's going to get just slapped back.
Yeah, it's now twice that Forsaken tries to take a wide angle and try to take some space, and Yampi's there to greet him.
Normally, you'd actually have somebody from Paper Rex trying to bait for Forsaken to take that peek. But it does feel like that's something that's been missing this event so far.
Paper X against second place in Copenhagen, likely not expecting to find themselves in this situation either, right? Elimination still in groups. But it seems seems like PaperX may be warming up at just the right time. Benkai
again.
Filthy shot. And Navera once again overwhelmed.
That guy's ult in third round.
We'll see if they can swing this back. Remember, PaperX just had a thrifty round win. And it seems to be going in their favor.
No more charges left.
Now Devi's upgraded a weapon. He's still in Mind Freak's hand. The spike is going to go down A.
2v2 now this time. Look at the approach that Team Liquid is taking, though. Slow from Demasik, but Yampi immediately on the flank, and they just saw him inside of B.
No, Mind Freak has no stars. Devi just got a flash.
Also, Demasik just smoked A long. So that's another bit of misdirection. Yampi's not going to opt to actually use that smoke to his advantage, though.
Yampi creeping forward. Demasik 5 HP. You look at him funny at this point, and he's dead. The flash out. Yampi cleans up Devi. He had no idea what hit him. Mind Freak on the swing out. It's got into a 1v1, and Yampi clutches it out for Liquid. A 4K to give Liquid the lead.
But they took a lot of damage there, Doug. And remember, that was an eco from PaperX after they lost the second round.
Very costly.
So who knows what's the situation going to be like? Is PaperX going to be at advantage economically? We'll see. Great shots from Benkai. And the double pinch here, Benkai completely blind when he was going for that swing, but he goes for it anyways. And that puts Jing in a great spot to get that kill, even though Team Liquid wasn't shooting back. And it is somewhat of a broken buy here for Liquid. They're going to force up all the way. Yampi has his tour de force, so this should be just fine. Here again, the flash from Jing. And they're waiting out the utility being thrown. This could catch them. Look how far up Yampi is.
And he's got the Roomba to pave the way, too. They try to spam through and clear it out. It's just so difficult when you can't see a dang thing.
His rendezvous's really far up as well, though. So as soon as that flash comes out, he should be okay. But Scream's here. He might want to stay.
He's playing on a knife's edge, man. You saw him step just on the outside of that rendezvous range. Now back into it, the flash, and he takes it away. You weren't expecting Scream here, though. Looked like he did a little bit of damage, and then it's going to satchel to safety.
Good movement as well from Scream. Not the angle you expect him. Falling back from sewers, maybe falling back from long.
You saw they just had to heal Forsaken back up. He's got no armor left, so he did take damage off of Scream's engage.
Walking back down, soul cast. Oh, what a fault line.
Oh, but the Cloud Burst is so good! The Cloud Burst provides everything! And now Benkai on the swing clears at Yampi, but Scream has not been dealt with yet. The showstopper up top as he tries to get past the Seekers. And it's all delay.
That just slowed him down so hard. The problem here for PaperX, while they're sprinting to the other side of the map, they've only got 30 seconds left. They're going to commit towards that C side, and they should get this down. Team Liquid's not recognizing that because of the pressure Jing is putting on right now.
Yeah, at a best case scenario, he gets a kill on the way out, but he's a sacrificial lamb at this point. He got what he wanted for. Has a chance to get a second to Paranoia. They still have no idea. They still have no idea.
Not even rotating, and Jing says, yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and take these fights anyways because I can.
2 massive kills out of him. And now Scream's in a spot where he's, oh, what the heck do I do?
And that's a PaperX classic, too. Just leaving a player there, and Jing with the confidence to do that. You heard him in the teaser talk about facing up against Scream, and it was kind of like, yeah, I think I can take him. Even though he respects him so much. 2-2 to start things off, and PaperX look much better right on the onset that they did in either of their series so far.
At best here, Scream's able to preserve that weapon. Yeah, and that was the only real challenge that was thrown his way. So he's going to carry that forward. See how much more Liquid can muster up.
It's not going to be much. A couple of Sheriffs, maybe a Guardian, something like that.
And remember, it was in the previous round that Yampi used that tour de force, so it's not like they have that to work with.
Yeah, didn't get a single kill with it. But PaperX did do a good job neutralizing him. And I thought that for a second, Yampi was going to stay with Scream as he dueled in sewers. But I do like the decision from Scream to take a couple pot shots. He got a dink and then fell off.
Yeah.
And Yampi knew that that was going to be the case. This fight was really good, in my mind, from Team Liquid. But PaperX's response, which we already saw on the pistol to that aggression, is solid. Just escaping. Not only were they already running away, by the way, from the showstopper, just cautiously reapproaching that and scaling back sewers.
Looks like we have a delay here. As soon as we figure out what it is, we will let you people know at home. But again, tied 2-2. Yampi starting off exceptionally well. We've already seen the Reyna make plays. We've seen Jing, as we just mentioned in the previous round, do some outrageously dirty things on A. Now he has that Empress online. We'll see if he chooses to use it here soon.
Yeah, it's always super interesting to see how PaperX is going to approach these anti-ecos. And we are back into the game. So there's a couple stingers purchased. And the theme so far has been Team Liquid trying to find the space to go really aggressive.
You saw it in the first round.
First
Absolutely
round,
right.
the last round.
Yeah.
They're just trying to find out where PaperX is and going right to them. And I think that might be an okay approach, given that if you can burn the utility out for PaperX here, because they have the 2 duelists, you're not going to have as much later on to execute, but this one's much faster for Forsaken. Look, it's only Soulcast here. And PaperX might have gotten a beat on that.
And I wonder if they were expecting something aggressive too, because you see the gravity well set up. I think they maybe were expecting Yampi to be a step up or something. Either way, yeah, Soulcast watches that happen and has to back up.
Well, and don't forget too, you should always expect here the fault line from Nevera, and it wasn't there this round.
Still has it. Soulcast still alive, and there was that fault line that we were just mentioning.
Just heard him get in the cage though, so they know there's somebody close to us.
He's tucked further back.
Not dealing with him.
Soulcast may be trouble here. Oh, but Mind Freak on the swing. You see the trap wire just on the outside of Link. Yampi from up top, but the Cosmic Divide is going to provide some trouble.
Is there a gap from the peak? There is!
Oh, there was! I thought it would be too narrow. Forsaken tries to go up 6 HP.
Oh.
You heard the Empress use from Jing. And he's just waiting on the other side. You see this, the knife out there from Yampi. We've seen that happen way too many times.
If they faced it, this is really bad for Jing.
Oh, there are too many targets, way too many targets. Scream cleans him up. Benkai down in hell, does nothing. Liquid take the lead back.
And that is now another lightish buy from Liquid that they pull out and win against the buy from PaperX. That is huge. Again, just responding tit for tat. And that, again, remember at the beginning of that round, Jing pushed, or Forsaken pushed out long A. They kind of figured out potentially Soulcast is going to be here alone, and they execute while he is there alone. Yet, somehow, you have Nevera getting back in time to give him a fault line. You give him so much room, and the retake, started by Yampi with the 2 kills, is insane in front of that Cosmic Divide. He's got the op now.
Yeah, massive. I mean, the second one probably should have never happened. Either way. You mentioned the op in the hands of Yampi, sure enough. Take a look and see what he can do. Early on, and it does not look like that's where the push is headed. Vi, spots ahead of Nevera. And that's it for now, so they don't feel comfortable about going into garage or going in towards C.
They're going to face the op.
Yeah, I mean, by process of elimination, maybe, but there's no, like, solid cue for them to understand that the op is here, that Yampi's here.
Cage is good, though, but
Yampi's better. Soon as the cage goes down, Forsaken follows too. The Leer out and Yampi gets the 3rd. The 4th right before him and he lands it! A prime gaming flawless for Liquid.
And that's exactly the type of round you finally want to shut PaperX down when they're going back and forth. Just a ridiculous round from Yampi.
A ridiculous half from Yampi.
So far, it's been monstrous. This, again, has been the most pivotal change in my mind. Yes, Scream went crazy at LCQ. But Yampi moving to full-time operator, full-time chamber, has been so, so good. Liquid finally committing to it. And the great thing about it is it gives him consistency in playing an entry role side by side with Scream, especially when it comes to these defensive sides. They're sharing their load completely equally, and Yampi's success rate is so good.
A 13-3 start for the chamber from Team Liquid. Absolutely outrageous. Scream is playing very well as well. You were just highlighting those two. And it just seems like as much as PaperX maybe have found something of what was going on towards A, Yampi just totally flips the book on him and just obliterates them. And remember, that was a gun round for PaperX, right? Like, that was not a pistol round, anything like that. That was good against good.
And Liquid is actually broken the economy too, as PaperX, with this timeout, decides how to proceed with their tail end of this first half. It's going to be difficult. Specifically, though, the desk was talking about how to deal with Yampi Zop. And you have the Reina Flash, you have the Trailblazer, but not much else. You have a couple Sky Flashes. You don't have the double initiator tools that Liquid does, for example.
Here.
You have to take the pace to him. And you just saw what happens when you try.
You know, you often see rounds like that and you go, okay, well, but can he do that again, right? Is he going to be able to consistently land a 4K by himself on A? With Yop, and the thing is, it's on these stages that players like Yampi deliver, and they manage to do so consistently. So you're right. Do you really want to go at that again? Scream with the satchel through the smoke, feeling some pressure. A really good paranoia. I think that hit everyone.
Either way, Demon has to get out of there. And they give up the site.
I got the spike.
And we'll get Knives actually online here for Forsaken, so this is a very doable round here with the time pressure.
Really nice nightfall. Forsaken has to go big here. He's been very quiet
He's
in
gone.
this round so far in this map, and he continues to get out of every round with nothing but a whimper. Yampi's still holding it up, understanding there's someone playing that cover. He knows it's there. And there it is, the swing out from Nivera to try to provide some cover. Jing and Forsaken both go down. The spike with the fuse comes through, and Liquid gets a 5.
Mind Freak actually gets 2 as the win banner's up.
They have so much money, though. I mean, Scream's at 74, now 83.
And the important part, too, is right, they didn't get the op out of the hands.
Yeah.
That's the one that you might have wanted to go for. At least he gets a couple of ult orbs going down with him. And this is it. Right now, Paper Rex needs to find a way to actually get advantages in these rounds with the form of these first duels. Right now, it's definitely not going their way.
No, not at all.
But it hasn't been going their way in the first 2 series, too. Leviathan was pummeling them. Overall, this tournament, Paper Rex has only gotten 43% of first engagements. That is very poor for a team like Paper Rex with star power like Forsaken and Jing.
I mean, a far cry from what we've known them to be. And maybe that's what's missing, right? As you look at this Paper X project throughout the tournament, you go, something feels a little off. They're not quite as electric as they have been in the past. Maybe that's the issue. It's tough to say. Either way, they find themselves down 3 rounds here in this opener against Liquid.
Just attempts. Liquid is giving them nothing, though. And there's 3 players here. The breach for all is already here.
And it was all told from the beginning. Right, as soon as Mind Freak puts the 2 smokes down on the links, they drop the Rolling Thunder and they just walk right into it. That was such a good read by Liquid.
It is just a trade, though, so now Paper Rex is able to spend the remaining time of this round, which is only 40 seconds, to start working it. But I fear they might go right back into Yampi here.
And Yampi still has that op. Plenty of money to work with, too. You hear the ult
They just
fuse.
spotted 2.
Yeah.
Really good play from Demon. Very heads up, but misinformation now because they are going to hit this B site, but still, knowing exactly where they are, knowing how much time they have left, Jing.
He has to be able to relieve the pressure, and he can't! Doesn't find the kill on Nivera. Yampi's still on A. Now the question is he try to push in alongside Nivera, or does he flank around? You've got Mind Freak who's already playing back in window.
Look at him expecting the Benkai flank for so long. It's not coming.
Does he have a star? Does he have something on site? I don't think he does. All of his stars have been used. It's just Tripwire's there. So there's nothing to pull him off the defuse. They have no utility for post-plant items. What they have is Mind Freak. And Mind Freak, good for 1, not able to get the second. Nivera on the tap. Divide from backside gets a 3rd. Dima's left alone, and Dima falls.
That is a super cautious round from Team Liquid, and it ultimately, that decision to be so slow there loses them. And I do have to commend Nivera. Great utility here, but they only get a trade from that. So setting up a trap play
1 enemy remaining.
with an entire ult doesn't work that well. And then also Paper Rex to be able to pivot after losing the information battle. And Divide coming up huge on the site. They knew exactly the extremities they needed to hold, and they did it.
Yampi's still with off the peek out from double doors, but that's not where the pressure's coming from. He's already rendezvoused backside 2, and you see the pings on the minimap. They have a really good idea of where he's set up right now. And off of that, they go A.
Soulcast and Scream.
Soulcast is in such a ratty little corner. He's gonna look past the Leer, look past the flash, and look right in the back of Forsaken's head.
Exactly where you
Now the neural theft through. A 4v4 remains on the side, and Scream is still here, satcheling away to safety as his brother shows up for help. Nivera quick on the site. But Scream has already fallen. Nivera following up, doing a bit of the same as Jin continues to take over. This round has been all his.
Just responding so well to the utility thrown out there. Nivera trying to peek by himself, though. Ill-advised against Jing of all people.
The team is here. Yeah, they do, and it doesn't matter. Benkai with a bullet between his eyes. Falls Yampi with the op. He's close by. And the money. Bala. All right, they're going to come in for this. They're outnumbered. Scream holding it.
Enemy remaining.
Ratty angle. Or excuse me, it was Jing either way. The crossfire was too good.
That just fell apart for Liquid.
Yeah, it did.
There was the setup on long A where Soulcast was trying to hold at the beginning there. And Scream's not fighting with him at all. I don't even think they shot the Leer.
division.
Because Soulcast looked away when he tried to kill Forsaken. It was still there for sure.
Breach.
And I wonder if the cage was maybe obscuring it or something. I don't know. It's tough to say for sure.
But then the follow-up, right? Nivera's trying to flash for Scream, but there's a Trailblazer. There's so much pressure for him when he's inside that cubby. Little bit of miscommunication there, and then to overcommit to the fight to stop the spike.
Very well set up. I think we have to keep an eye on Reyna. As much as we talk about Jing and how electric he is, the truth is, Reyna's feast or famine, right? And if he continues to warm up, if he continues to have rounds like that, he can take over the game. And he, you know, as you kind of look down that roster, you go, who's going to be the one to stand up against Yampi in his 13-5 start? You kind of have to look towards him.
Two J's, Ying and Yampi. They are dominating for sure.
They are.
Jing with a couple of multi-kills at this point. And sure, there was a round, you know, the round he lurked in to see Link. They still netted that round, by the way. Maybe because of the space that he's creating. There was the round on A as well, where he's just ripping apart the slow rotation from Team Liquid. And these are the things they just discussed in the timeout. Emil is going to have to bring them back to their senses here. It's only been 2 in a row for Paper X right now. So it's not the end of the world. But before this, it kind of felt like they had control.
Yeah, and that no longer feels to be the case at all. Good Tour de Force used.
Bankai's committing both of his cages in front of the Opera here. So you could use these not only to give misinformation, are we actually crossing at this point? But he can also put it back up for them to fall out.
And it's not a misinformation this time. They are indeed crossing
Want to
forward.
fight it?
The Trailblazer should spot him. He tries to stay as long as he can. They've got the Cosmic Divide.
Oh, this is a cool actually play through the wall.
Yampi still here. Still.
So odd.
Yeah.
They have a triple peek through eventually.
And this is all misdirection. The way it's lined up, you have no idea if they're entering through B or through C and if they're going to rotate away or what they're going to do. But what they do is they cut noise and they stay. And Yampi does too. But Nivera trades it back. 45 HP, a gravity well at his feet, and he lands a shot onto Defy anyway. Ying on the swing. Soulcast trades it back. He gets a second on the round. Liquid get to 6.
An odd idea to wall themselves off, give them a little gap so they could peek on multiple different surfaces. But it just doesn't give them the space and actually fixes an issue Team Liquid has been having, right? Which is getting these rotations here on time, which is not overcommitting to fighting and holding. Everybody's here in time. Soulcast is ready to fight. Scream is ready to fight. Yampi is ready to fight. And the flashes were all used already. So it's unique, but not super well thought out. At least in that instance. Tried to keep him guessing outside of the timeout.
Now quiet round out from Paper X. They still have enough to buy. Oh my goodness.
Spike down, mid.
Liquid feel like they're 3 steps ahead of Paper X right now.
Oh, in this round specifically. Nivera.
Right there.
Just ready for it. And we have to start looking as well. Forsaken down in this round, Divide down in this round. 2 big tools. Forsaken, the space clearing. I know he's not been having a great game so far.
They smoke out the Oh gosh, I thought he was gonna hit that. Benkai called for where that trap was, dropped this Mind Freak, drops the smoke on
How
it,
is he alive?
just at the right time. They've invested the Rolling Thunder. They've invested the Rolling Thunder. Benkai only has 7 HP. Surely, if you can get past this, you can stay alive. And how much more trouble can you cause? How much more damage can you inflict on the opponents? Liquid have already lost 2 members.
They're just dueling.
It's gotten down to a 2v2. Remember, Benkai's still alive,
30 seconds
but
left.
barely breathing. Smoke through. They're gonna get the spike down.
Last player
Oh, and
standing.
Benkai tried going for a play. Now Mind Freak outnumbered. And the showstopper.
He's gonna face. Wow.
I respect it. I respect it. Scream patient. Scream shoots the sidestep, and it's not enough. Mind Freak cannot dodge the explosives in his lap. Liquid get the defuse.
No magic there.
Push a button. Save
And
the
it's
day.
7-4. Starting to be a really good lead now for Team Liquid. And I also think, remember,
Last round in the half.
economically, Paper X broke it in the last round. It's going to be a rough buy. Look at that peek with the Prowler from Soulcast. Just destroys them.
Nice. Nice edit, nice skills, bro. Good job.
Very well played out from Liquid, and again, they find themselves 1 round away from half with a lead, if nothing else. You mentioned the buy on the side of Paper X. You're right, it's not great. 2 Bulldogs, a Spectre, and a Stinger. But if we've learned anything in this first half, it's you don't count any rounds out, especially broken buy ones.
Paper X gave up a lot on this push into Garage early on in the half. Going back to it now, and Forsaken still leading the charge with Jing. Fault line nullifies that Sky Flash, so they can't really peek with it, and Forsaken's inside the Aftershock.
He had to swing out. He had
What
no
a
choice but to
smoke!
go into his Cloud Burst, and he's rewarded for the aggression with 1. Now 4v4 on the side. Team is still playing alongside Soulcast. Soulcast has fallen. Dima does too.
I know
The Stinger and the
exactly
Spectre
what
provide the problems.
Oh.
They're gonna get this round back.
They just worked through the C-Link with both of their duelists.
Spike planted.
And Forsaken finds a hole. It's planted for backside here. Yampi finds the timing. He saw Devi, and he did not be seen back.
Yumby creeping around, trying to find his first target. My goodness, it doesn't get any cleaner than that. Now upgrades weapon, has the Vandal, still healthy. Benkai
ready.
Jing to save the round for Paper X to get to a 7-5 half, and that looked dangerous and precarious for a moment. But Benkai is able to nullify it. A 7-5 half for Liquid Ball. It almost felt foreboding. It almost felt ominous whenever we saw the buyout from Paper X as we go, oh crap, they're going to do it again, aren't they?
So many of these light buy rounds working out for Paper X, and that's why this game is still so close.
7-5 half in favor of Liquid. Let's throw it down to the desk, see what they think of that first one.
All right, so we got a little bit of a taste here in this first half, and so far, if you're Yampi, you are having a great time, and I think we should talk about him right out of the gate because, you know, Josh, you said that Yampi has the potential to have a god game, and so far, so good. Look at this, man. The stats are out of this world.
Yeah, he was just absolutely astounding, and not just getting kills, but making rounds winnable for them too. His Headhunter was lights out at the beginning, and then as soon as he got the Operator in his hands, it's bonkers. Look at the Trailblazer not being able to see him here. He just reads the comp and how they're going to clear him so well, and his aim was phenomenal.
And this round was just absolutely dismal. Paper X does not have any utility to clear him out. They're just trying to take these fights, and he's still alive, still holding on to this space. Rainalier, doesn't matter. Yampi gets the kill regardless. It's absolutely absurd what he was able to pull off, and it shows such good intelligence and awareness of how his opponents play.
Yeah, I liked the way that Benkai was using his cyber cages for that, and the fact that they were comboing Leers and stuff, but the fact of the matter is that they just don't have enough tools to push him out, and Yampi's got a great read on how they're going to play.
Yeah, a lot of those moments felt like a comp difference, and that could very well be the story as we head into the second half as well. For Paper X, when you're running this double duelist, you lose out on a lot of that big initiator utility that normally defines how you play the retakes on this map. And just the other day, when they were playing versus EDG with the same comp, they were constantly conceding plants. 6 out of 12 rounds, they gave it away to EDG, and they won half of them. That's great, but I think Team Liquid has shown to be a much stronger team in those post plants. You cannot rely on the utility, so you need to have big moments from players like Forsaken and Jing to be able to win out on those rounds.
And talking about Forsaken, he's 3-11.
Say, yeah.
3-11 at the half. Jing got positive by the time round 10 rolled around, but Forsaken was still 1-8 at that point in time.
Ouch.
So while Jing is still finding those moments, Forsaken really needs to warm up right now because they have to get aggressive, have to deny the plants coming down from Liquid, and they need to win the pistol even to begin, I think, here.
Yeah, I mean, that aggression, those first kills are normally where this team is absolutely successful. They've struggled thus far in this tournament with getting those openers. This match has been no different. Yampi and Scream have been decimating in the duo head-to-head.
Yeah, well, it feels like PRX is going to have to dig deep if they want to try and pick off this win here against Liquid. Let's send it back over to your casters, Doug and Bala.
Thank you so much, Chibi. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's going to have to be quite a performance out from PaperX, and as we mentioned, yeah, all eyes fall on Forsaken.
Yeah.
Very quiet first half, and now you put him on the defensive side where, you know, maybe you aren't necessarily expecting to be the one to dictate the pace, but you almost have to, right? You almost have to try to spark something.
It does give him the defensive op option, which certainly could be a thing, but
True.
with the 2 initiators on the side of Team Liquid, you know they have the tools to deal with it. Look at this stack on the B side. Forsaken's baiting into Devi and Jing.
Yeah, and Jing had already used a Leer to try to create some space there. So it looked like they were trying to find something aggressive and early, but nothing was found.
Benkai all alone. He has a kill trip. He has a kill trip. Soul cast. Getting really close to it, but he finally does spot it.
Oh. Popped into the cam as a, well, I mean, let's find whatever info we can before we die, I guess. Yampi not landing that first shot. He feels pressure coming in.
3 on the flank.
Yep.
They're going to push spawn. Look at this. Mind Freak has to be ready.
Yeah. And I wonder if they are expecting it.
What?
He's holding faster. He hasn't really made his way up B. Now that they've taken care of
They're
Yampi,
sticking.
he can push forward.
They gave up the spike. What is going on here?
They have no idea! What? Why?
Enemy remaining.
Team Liquid, with the idea to push spawn after there's the flank, they spotted it, but they just completely misread how fast it was going to come and then misplayed where they planted the spike for.
Oh, they had to have just not believed it. Right? Surely they just thought it was a fake, a bluff.
And that's not both pistol rounds lost for them in this one. Nothing to do there if you're Benkai. The interesting part, right? They didn't smoke him off, which is why he's like, okay, I'll take this fight. Missed one way, but shouldn't be the biggest of deals here on the anti-eco, but there's a lot of shares here from Team Liquid.
Flash just got some info mid too, out from Devi.
Team Liquid with the spike money don't invest fully in going for a force buy, but they do buy a lot of sheriffs here.
And again, remember the story of this map has been light buys seem to work out okay. So they choose to go safe. They choose to just stick with the sheriffs.
You're done.
And maybe this is where the trend breaks.
Jing just gets the kill and runs around in mid,
Now,
being
note-
like, where is everybody?
No, Soulcast is behind them. If they don't clear that out all the way down C long, he could be problematic. They tuck alongside the wall.
How many times have we seen this angle not show much? Devi will try to peek, but they miss the timing. So again, the flank is coming fast, and I don't think they have any idea here.
No, it's just the sheriff, right? But the sheriff could be a problem. It could be devastating for the back line of PaperX. Between that and the headhunter, maybe they find the value they're looking for. But Soulcast is now left alone in this 1v3. The benefit is that they don't know where they are, but Jing is already on the defuse.
He's fast enough.
Swing out very quickly, and Jing gets the third, along with the defuse. Empress on mine.
That's a defuse where you know Jing is like, sewers, nobody's covering.
Guys, help.
He takes care of it really handily. Yeah, sure, that could have gotten dangerous, but PaperX, again, they played with the information that they had, which is they cleared out the rendezvous, so they knew that that flank was coming anyways. And so they just trailblazer up against Yampi. He deals with it, but not enough in the tank.
PaperX have both star duelists right now, poised up along short.
Here.
Look at your mini-map, both Jing and Forsaken. standing side by side, and they're both going to swing out, and they're both going to do it fast. The spam's through, but it was the Prowler from Soulcast that keeps him at bay.
And with the long control, it's really hard to go any further than this. Yes, they can challenge and fight the players who are in a lobby, but if, for example, Team Liquid want to set up a pinch and invite them,
They can cuss.
could cause problems later on.
The thing is, they haven't given up any of that space that they've taken. They're still playing down short, but a Prowler's going to spot him again, or at least spot a little bit. They get cleared out. Liquid decide to cut ties with the eastern side of the map and rotate over towards C.
And one of the things that they got there was information about both of the duelists.
Yeah.
And so now they know. Probably going to be the Cypher on the other side of the map, potentially playing with a trip inside of B. But it's Mind Freaking Benkai, which they hope they can abuse and take advantage of here.
Look at how PaperX respond. They start to rotate off the site, give it up, understand you have a flank coming around. There is a trip out from Yumpi covering that side.
Soulcast got to be careful. That dart inside. There's 3 coming fast. You're right.
Flash, then the dash, and Demon 6 already fallen. You've got the Rolling Thunder too, and it's going to push them all back. But the thing is, they haven't taken care of Benkai yet. He's still around Garage. Oh, and the swing is through.
Fair worked in the cubby.
Oh, they have no idea. Oh gosh, they're reloading. He dismisses though. He tries to reposition, and he's the only one alive. Soulcast cleans it up though. The slip into cubby was perfect.
That was beautiful. And there's also a smoke put down at just the right moment there. I'm not sure if that was, must have been Demon 6 smoke. It was so well played to counter the, again, 3rd round in a row here where there's been a flank, a big flank from PaperX.
They roll deep, bro.
And PaperX, while they did win the pistol, they're going for the 2nd round here after winning the bonus as well. But there's a stinger in the hands of Benkai. He's been playing with kill trips, so I'm wondering how he gets value out of that.
Put the ball in the hands of your star players. That's exactly what PaperX seems to be doing. As Jin gets chased down and hunted by a Prowler. And then the swing out from Devera cleans him up.
And you said feast or famine, that was that moment right there. Too
Yep.
much utility to deal with. And the utility is useless.
You mentioned Benkai.
One planted.
What can he do with that
Last
stinger?
player standing.
Maybe he can 1v4.
Everything.
Yeah. He's gotten to a 1v3. Still hasn't been able to upgrade a weapon. He does have the neural theft. Spots 2 there. Steps to the right side, and for a second it looked like Navarro was down. He took a good chunk of damage, but he gets a 3rd on the round.
Kind of went crazy there. But either way, that was so important for PaperX to try to have a good round there. But they immediately just walked down mid, and Team Liquid again ready for it. This has been something that has been mounting for PaperX for so long, has been their style being read as players get more experience against them, as there's more footage of them playing at a global level.
Bring them down.
And Team Liquid right now is completely playing with that in mind.
Absolutely. I mean, the chaos becomes notably less chaotic when you're expecting it, right? When you know it's coming. And that's exactly what we saw from Liquid in that last round. Now off of that, a weird buy for PaperX. They do have the blades from Forsaken's hands. And they do have a Marshall in the hands of Mindfreak.
Party's
The blades
that.
do land. Yeah, that was very well timed.
The flip-flop between Mind Freak in the back of sight with the Marshall, and then Forsaken coming out on top of that C-long box. Easy way to find a kill on a light buy round here.
And it works. Forsaken missed a couple blades there, so it wasn't pretty, but it worked. And now he's repositioned over A, and that's exactly where the push is headed. They have Jing here with the stinger. They also have Devi who's rotating
Forsaken's
over.
going with this flash.
He's gonna get info off of that, and you're right, he goes forward, he gets another
Spike
kill.
down A.
Now that Empress has been used, Forsaken has to take a step back, and he goes up top,
Another flash coming.
waiting for it. There's the swing, and he's gone hunting. Oh, from up top! But the blades don't land, the Classic does. Demon Sick falls, another thrifty round win.
There's been so many from both sides. Not just the thrifties, but the light buy wins too. And that one was crucial.
Just to keep him in the game, bro.
Exactly. I mean, the last round that they lost, that one was so important. Would have swung the economy again. And it did force them to go down on the save.
Spike down
But the
A.
staying power, when finally Forsaken comes online, we've been critical of him a little bit because the first half he went 3-11. And there were so many setups there for him. Not only did he get the backside swing from Mindfreak with the Marshall, the misdirection there, but as soon as he got to that A site, there was a flash from Devi, and then secondly, another flash for him. Essentially 3 kills from support.
And I mean, again, really, when you have a player of Forsaken's caliber who isn't necessarily feeling it, you want to continue to put him in positions to succeed, right? Set him up, give him some agency, give him some room to work with. That's what PaperX do there, and they did it gorgeous.
And it's kind of the opposite as well for PaperX than Team Liquid situation where they have a star opera in Yampi, who they want to put on Chamber this event. Forsaken coming off of Chamber, he played Chamber in one of the games that they played on Haven so far in this event. And you just don't have the same amount of tools to set him up like you just saw when he's playing on Jet. And that might be, one of those symptoms that deals with the support structure and how the top level players on these teams get as good as they are.
2 ultimates on the side of Team Liquid, Yampi with the operator. It's also 1 point away from the tour de force, so you start to look forward into the future and you see a world in which you're going to have a lot of firepower in the hands of Liquid Star.
There's the setup again as well. Hand-holding him until he can get past that Prowler. But now that they hear the execute hitting on this site.
Scream goes so high. And he takes out Mindfreak with a the Rolling Thunder, but Jing pushes forward, not able to get this. Oh, he does? On to Dima. Benkai with the flick!
Spike down B.
And Yampi again left alone. Oh, now the Neural Theft's going to give positioning away. He doesn't have the spike in his hands either. I mean, he's nowhere near it.
And they know. Oh, they know.
Again, the benefit here for Liquid here is this round is likely lost. But because of his ult situation, Yampi's, if he dies, he may not be able to buy another op, but he is going to have that tour de force to work with in the next round. And that might be the only thing they have to work with. They've got no money.
Let's see what he can do, though. He just dodged the flash, so thinking he's not here. There's the jump spot. Well played from Devi, but he didn't see them the first time.
30 seconds left.
He saw Forsaken creeped up, Benkai creeped up. He's really trying the best to isolate here.
He's gotten the spike, and he's gotten out. Now, how do they scatter? Look at him.
They don't know where the TP was. Forsaken's leaving the site right now, but there's still the camera.
Yampi also dropped the op. And now the flash is going to give his position away. They're going to swarm him. They're going to overwhelm him. They're going to kill him. Devi secures the round for PaperX. If they pick it up, dude, yeah, you could tell, do we want a double op setup? Forsaken still has his. They choose not to pick up Yampi's.
I don't even know.
Who would do it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, not just who would do it, but how they want to use it. I'm thinking maybe there's been rounds where Team Liquid has purposefully not smoked. But that was early when the economy was not rolling yet for either side.
1 enemy remaining.
Spike down.
And potentially as well trying to take advantage of Benkai. Some of those early kill trip setups.
Yeah. Paper people out in droves, as you saw.
You want to play? Let's play.
There's that tour de force, and there's the flash setup for Forsaken.
Such a cool smoke to keep Forsaken off that box.
Oh, but the Haunt. The Haunt has to push him back.
Might just walk through here.
Dima's the only one with a weapon other than Yampi who has a weapon aside from the pistol. You hear the showstopper through, and Dima finds value with the stinger. But Mindfreak from backside. Mindfreak from backside finds 2.
Spike down.
Yampi's tour de force stops it. 3v3 here, and they've got to be careful. Soul has his ult.
Spike planted.
Smoke just came back up, but they're through.
It's just Benkai that's through. It's just Benkai, and he falls. And there's the Nightfall. Forsaken, decayed, but still alive.
Last player
He falls.
standing.
Devi's left in this 1v2, and he's got a Vandal. He has a blind opponent in front of him, too. Now off the swing. Yampi patient, disciplined, waiting as he holds this angle. Puts the onus on Devi to make a move, to make a play, and it's another Thrifty, this time in favor of Liquid.
It is just ridiculous what these two teams are putting on the table right now. Just ridiculous, but Team Liquid are not giving this lead up. Since they lost that pistol at the beginning of the game,
One dead.
They're saying,
Blinded.
no, we want to hold
One
on.
enemy remaining.
What a round.
And it was the only, again, there was a stinger in the hands of Soulcast, but that was the only real weapon that they had.
And it comes on late.
But not a moment too late. See Demon Sick has already taken aggressive space with Soulcast right behind him. The Haunt to make sure there's no one playing back. And you got this again. They're 2 stars taking aggressive space in short. Look at them, hand in hand, side by side.
And remember, the last time it was to set up Forsaken with an op. This time, they've got to set up Jing. He's so close right now.
Forsaken so far out, you're right. They're not expecting Jing there. You're absolutely right, Paul, and you're also not expecting Forsaken.
Down.
Jing is still here.
Divide from back sight, you're right, Jing on the swing. Has to dismiss, has to stay alive, and Benkai, understanding they're coming right into his lap, pushes back just a tad.
And I know Reina utility is typically a meme, but Jing's dismisses have been on point. He's always looking for more before he uses that orb. Benkai as well, falling back in this situation is very, very well handled.
Instead of taking the fight, the flank that's likely coming pivots towards safety. And this is just a higher percentage play.
Got you.
30 seconds left.
Oh my goodness, if that door was broken.
They're gonna swing.
One enemy remaining.
The op is down. What can Scream find? He has the op, he has the spike.
Seconds, nothing. Literally nothing.
Surely not. 10 seconds left in the
10
round. He's now
seconds
pushing
left.
forward. Maybe he gets plant with me. Or, that's not even that. That's unlucky. Oh, he actually may get plant money. Oh, that pulls off. Good.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, okay. Scream with the 3rd. But either way, Paper X win the round.
And we'll see. This is it, right? Again, Team Liquid broken economically because he didn't get that spike down. If they did, maybe they could have forced something here, but they're just going to have to stick with the Sheriff buys. And they've been working. This is it. The opportunity for Paper Rex has presented itself. This defensive side so far has been really good for them.
Let's make some chaos.
And they've certainly gotten Forsaken online since that first half.
Yeah, from 3 and 11 to 10 and 17. I mean, yeah, he's still negative, but it's just a drastic difference from the first half. Absolutely. Note Yampi with the Guardian, the one investment, the one exception to an otherwise broken buy.
Oh, he's pushing with this cam.
And this is very similar to what we saw in the previous round. The cam spot Scream, and then Yampi swings around. In the previous round, he died. This time, it's Benkai who falls.
That might be a recall here for Jing to go a little aggressive.
The one benefit for Paper X is Benkai died in a position where they can't pick up his weapon.
He's getting
not easily.
Deep flank here.
Yeah, he is. And Forsaken is the op.
They're spread around him, though.
Oh, he's so patient. But they spotted him anyway.
They're going back into
him. Off, and Jing on the flank! Jing on the flank! He gets 3.
Down. C. There. One enemy.
Oh, he's got 4. Now Dima the 1 step away from an ace. And he's the one who takes it from him. But either way, the damage was done. Paper X take the lead.
One small gap. And the slow approach from Team Liquid after they got the first kill. And Jing sneaks all the way out behind them.
Down. C.
In between
One enemy
of
remaining.
everybody from Team Liquid who had some sort of map control. What a round.
Smiles all around for the boys who, for a while, it felt like they were just hanging on for dear life, right? Trying so desperately not to lose control of the situation.
5 people here down to C long.
Light armor on everyone on the side of Liquid.
Going
It
fast.
doesn't matter when there's an op.
Spike down.
You're right, they're going fast, and they go right into the stars of Paper X.
Paper X is feeling it. At the
One
end of this
enemy
game,
remaining.
they have shut everything Team Liquid has thrown down.
And ultimately, if it's just at the end, it's still okay. It doesn't really matter.
Flawless.
A prime gaming flawless comes through for Paper X as they have taken the lead. And to be honest, Ball, I know we've alluded to this a little bit, but I didn't think we would find ourselves here.
This is a wild swing for Paper X. The most streak of rounds that they've had so far. except towards the tail end of that first half, which evened things out and even put this in a position to be like this.
Cutting their vision.
But Team Liquid just got shut down on a fast C execute without even entering the choke. That's certainly something worth celebrating.
27 and 15 out of the Reyna.
Match point with his efforts.
Oh my gosh.
A double spam. And Navarro, who was trying to set up his teammates to go fast into grass.
I mean, is this the knockout blow on Haven? Oh, try again.
That almost ace might have been, right? It almost felt like Team Liquid needed to pull another low buy win out. They'll have to do it again here. And they're already a man down.
Jing has his Empress online, Forsaken his Blades. Mind-free Cosmic Divide, everything stacks up so heavily against Liquid here.
And even if they win, it has to be clean for them to maintain some sort of economic evenness in the next. Stakes so high for Team Liquid here.
And it's on their map. Pearl is next. And who knows what Pearl holds.
This is a stack as well, kind of, for Paper X. They've got 3 players nearby.
Jing is kind of taking a step back. He just leered out mid. It wasn't cleared out, so he knows there's no presence that way. And off of that, they're going to rotate back. Device fallen. Bankai's still up top.
Scream has his ult now.
But he's got the trip. You can tell he's standing for it, looking for it now. There's the ult that you just mentioned, the showstopper out for Scream. Jing is fallen. Bankai still not cleared out. It doesn't feel good. Oh, Yampi. Yampi's on the flank. Screen has been spotted. Solkas trying to spam, trying to find the blades, and he does. Now retreats into hell as Bankai from up top has to jump down. And Yampi just plucks him out of the sky. Liquid, they're not done yet.
They pulled one of those elusive low eco wins again out right at the final moment.
It just seems commonplace at this point.
And this entire game has been filled with that. What a shot from Scream. I thought for sure Devi was going to net himself a kill there. Solkas as well, handling Forsaken. And Yampi took the flank to its fullest extreme. I mean, he came all the way to the back of them before firing a single bullet. This is it. That was clean enough.
Them once again together, Forsaken and Jing. But it's Yampi who wins it out. Yampi who popped off, who pounded.
Double ulted, Jing is in the corner. He's so stunned up.
But did they check him? Yes, they do. Soulcast cleans him up. Betrayed by the Nightfall. Oh, they've just destroyed Paper X! A Prime Gaming flawless. Liquid, take us to overtime.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Unreal performance out from Yampi at the end there, man. You think about how strong he was in the first half and how it became the Jing show. For him to be the one to shut down Forsaken. For him to be the one to give Liquid the advantage.
Unreal. And while they might have faltered a little bit towards the tail end of that second half, they brought it right back immediately. Must-win rounds in situations that are so difficult to win, and they pull them out so many times.
See the historical records for both of these teams when they find themselves in these situations.
And look at the scoreboard, too. The battle of Jing and Yampi.
It is delivered. Tail of the tape has lived up to the hype. You mentioned the double. Cage is out from Cypher, out from Bankai. But Yampi aggressive. He's standing on a star, though. He's got to be careful. He's also still in the range of his rendezvous. So he still has a quick out.
Oh, my goodness.
That was very close.
Devi was seconds away from giving him a shoulder.
Yep.
Remember, the issue here for Paper X was they were trying to get these first entries that just never could. And it was shutting down Yampi, who did go for the glass cannon op in overtime on this defense.
He is at A. Prowler finds one.
Trip is in an unconventional spot as well. It's going to be where they execute.
And they know Bankai just tagged it out. They're starting to wrap around. They're starting to take short control. Paper X may be in a world of hurt here, Bala. They're all funneled in. The smokes go through. The cloudburst, the flash, the swing, and Yampi's down!
So I have Scream here, though.
Does he go unchecked? Oh, gosh, he does. Oh, gosh, he does! But Forsaken stops him. A 3v3 here. You see,
Dude.
Soulcast goes forward,
One
but
enemy
Mindfreak is behind him.
Spike down
And
A.
Soulcast doesn't know. This should be one of the easiest kills of his life, and it is. Now pushing forward. The spike hasn't been planted. 13 seconds left. He's going to have to go fast.
There's an aftershock here from Navarre as well.
10
He's,
seconds
I mean,
left.
he's got to commit
I
here.
have the
I
spike.
know you want to check. You want to find everything you can. He's repositioned. Remember, it's up top. He's gotten into a 1v1, but he's not going to have time for the plan, and the swing never shows up. Liquid take the lead.
What a round. Mindfreak for a second definitely had time to plant there, but he
Match
expected
point.
the swing. He just expected it. That is crazy. But still, what a round from Liquid.
Enemy remaining.
There was definitely, at that first tap,
He thought for sure.
oh my goodness.
He's just expecting the flank, expecting the swing.
Also, massive props. Navarre and Demasig both used their utility for the two players who were in sewers that PaperX did not clear out.
Jing on the spam, not going to find a free one this time.
Match point for Liquid, and they've gotten control of Garage already. They're spreading the map too, all over the place right now.
Remember, it was Forsaken who came alive, who came online for PaperX in the second half. He's got that glass cannon. And he's over at C where the challenge is not. It's a 5-stack towards A. You see the rotation start to come through. Jing hurrying over, Mindfreak following shortly thereafter.
That guy's got his trips up close, doubled up. Gonna be hard to expect that.
He's just played up there so many times, though. And this time he's smoked off the fault line, the aftershock, the nade, the paranoia, everything used.
Jing's in the corner.
See the exchange of utility.
Oh.
Right, Jing is in the corner and he finds two big ones. Soulcast on trade back, but Benkai still concealed, waiting for the glimmer, waiting for the chance
30
to get a free
seconds
one.
left.
These tags are getting so much value,
Here.
so much delay.
4v3 in favor of PaperX. Devi on the swing. Mindfreak follows. Devi cleans it up. Soulcast trying to get it, and he doesn't.
What a good retake for PaperX, but also Team Liquid just not breaking that camera for so long. We're going to our second overtime right now. And Team Liquid had their one chance to break this game and end it right there. $30 kills now for Jing.
And Yumpy not too far off behind. It's actually crazy. The two stars, Yumpy and Jing, are the only ones positive on their teams. Oh, I just lied to all of you. I just lied to every single one of you. Devi messed me up.
Yeah, he's always in the back line.
Either way, they're popping off. They're pounding.
Still giving up on any sort of other pressure outside of this A lobby control from PaperX. There is the start for them to pivot into a C pop eventually.
They just recalled it. Now you wonder if anyone slipped into Cubby or not down long.
Oh, they're going to re-clear. There's a flash here from Navarre.
Jing hears everything but Yumpy with the flick.
Down A.
I got the spike.
And once again, the attack woes from PaperX continue.
That was a solid re-clear. Remember at the beginning of this game, Team Liquid was failing on those aggression middle of the round. This time, it's going so well.
Oh, they can't see it, man. And look at the utility dumped on the side of Liquid Divide, though. He slipped his way in. Backside of the flash. They're both so blind. Forsaken's able to take her one, understanding Divide does that there's at least one more there. Navarre on their retreat. Benkai awaiting the swing, awaiting the pressure. Yeah, it takes a good bit of damage. Now he's got satchels thrown his way. I don't know how he threw it that far. Forsaken now choosing to use the Blade Storm. Spike taking away, and the kill does not come through. It's Liquid hold the line yet again.
PaperX really wanted to maintain space on that site because it wasn't planted for the A-link push. That's where they got their advantage early on. They got those 2 kills. Here's the re-clear that opened up the round here for Team Liquid. The flash and Yumpy swinging. Really good setup, and you can see it the entire time. Then Scream with that arm, man. My goodness.
Crazy. Randy Johnson out there, man. Tell me you know who Randy Johnson is.
Some sort of NFL player or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Team Liquid again, match point.
And again, they're on the attacking half. Paper X with a chance to hold serve here, as it seems to be a half of defenses for both of these teams. And look at this heavy aggression down long. 3 have pushed their way up.
Oh, the recall!
Oh, and the recall, you're absolutely right. But Liquid walk away with the advantage, and it's a big one. Looking to put Paper X away on this map. The paranoia, Mindfreak has to push forward. There was a nade at his feet behind him. Too much pressure, too much damage, and now Benkai with way
Oh my gosh.
too much before him. He slipped through, but the thing is, Scream's got behind him, and I don't think he knows, actually. Sneaking suspicion. Demasix swings around to 3K for him as Haven goes in favor of Liquid 15-13.